Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome back, everyone. Episode 497 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing. My name is Tanner, and I'm in the Dean.
My name is Tommy, and I have wolfer hair.
Perfect. Episode 497, Tommy.
It's a real 1-2 punch of hosts right there.
And if it's your first time listening to the show, you're like, I'm already lost. Wouldn't even begin to know how to explain any of that, actually.
No one would.
You stick around for a while, you'll start to understand half of what we're saying. Episode 497, though, Tommy, do you know what that means?
3 away from 500.
That's right, 3 away from 500. It's like you're bowling, you're on that 10th frame, and we're so close to the perfect game. Are we going to quit before 500?
God, I hope not. Are we going to
pitch us? We're going to have a 7-10 split on the, what is it, the third?
That final.
What do you call that? Like the third of the 10th frame.
That's funny. I was a bowler. I actually can't think of what the technical term for that. I don't know if it's just the final frame or what do you,
right,
what do you
like
call
the 12th?
I don't know what you actually call that.
Do you continue?
I just felt the last ball. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm not that much of a bowler.
No.
I've done a little bit of bowling. I'm not a good bowler.
It's a real finesse sport.
You know what you can't wear when you're bowling?
What's that?
Barefoot shoes. Because there's really weird shoes rules at bowling.
Yeah, barefoot would not make the cut.
There's really weird about the shoes at bowling alleys.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the wood, because God knows you can't put normal shoes on wood flooring.
Dude, I'm telling you,
never done that before.
I'm telling you, man, when you hit a wet spot, when you get used to that shoe slide and you hit a wet spot, it's like blow out your knee territory, man.
What's a wet spot from what?
Oh, let's say someone
like wearing dirty shoes.
Yeah, or like they walked out with a beer and somehow spilt a little.
Right.
Or just like dirt, man. It's like you're going full speed into a slide and your leg just plants. And I've seen like some old guys go down hard. And
who needs an ACL anyways, am I right?
I know. Yeah, that's right.
But if you're not bowling, most other situations you can wear barefoot shoes. That's where you head over to barefoot.store. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? The Arctos Dark Horse.
What?
Yeah. The Arctos is
products?
a winter-ready barefoot built. So let me strike that, reverse it. The Arctos is a winter-ready barefoot boot built to handle cold weather without compromising natural foot function, lined with insulating merino wool. Tommy, have you heard about this? It's wool.
Wool in the boot?
Yes, and constructed from rugged, full-grain leather. It offers serious warmth, protection, and durability in a minimalist form. Whether you're trekking through the snow, walking Bernie, working outdoors, or navigating frigid city streets, it says all that. I didn't ad-lib any of it. The Arctos keeps you grounded, warm, and mobile. Handmade in the USA with premium materials and rebuildable construction.
Well, not just handmade in the USA, 100% American made in Fargo, North Dakota.
Yeah, a place that knows something about having cold feet.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's very cool.
So
Vibram outsole, that's a big deal too.
So you can order them. They're not in stock as of yet. I think there's a back order time, but you could get on it now, and hopefully by the time we get in the depths of winter, you'd be prepared. They look nice.
Wow, yeah, that's an impressive boot.
Check out all of their fine footwear over at barefoot.store. When you're there, whether it's the Arctos or anything else, please use discount code Massenomics. That'll save you 10% on your order at Barefoot. Thanks, Barefoot.
This episode is also brought to you by The Strength Co. I got to get that little button you had, Tanner, that has the Strength Co ads.
Do you want to do it today?
Let's run that back one time. I haven't heard that in a while.
Okay. This is really testing my button memory.
This is the Strength Company. We've set out to build a better barbell plate on American soil. We ended up here at Wisconsin's legendary Wapaka Foundry. With over 60 years of ironworking experience, the foundry had the knowledge, technology, and processes to build our weights to our exact specifications. The Strength Company plates are slim but rugged, smooth but easy to grip, and electro-coated for durability and to look great in your gym. This is the next generation of American iron. Only available from the Strength Company.
Oh, yeah. I haven't heard that one in a while. But you heard
Futures vintage weights today.
That's right. You heard it there. Thestrength.co. Go pick yourself up a set of plates today.
I was listening to the FM radio on the way, dropping kids off at school this week, and the spin jockey, you know what he said?
What?
You know what he said on it? He said the dean.
Did he really?
Actually said the dean 100%. And I'm like, oh, if I was prepared, I would have loved to have recorded this. But that is the nature of radio, I guess.
Yep.
He did say
it's
the
just
dean.
gone forever.
And it wasn't like dirty. He said the dean.
Okay.
And I'm like, this guy must listen to Massenomics.
Yeah, we're putting it out there in the world. It's catching on.
Yeah, the dean is catching wildfire. It wasn't Rusty. It was the other guy.
I'm the other guy.
The other younger guy that's on all of the radio stations locally. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I was never still not a big radio guy. So
Yeah, Tukes.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I
we
do
got off
remember
of
that
something.
one.
Yes, it's Tukes. It was Tukes said the dean. Yes, it is. It's Tukes. Shout out Tukes if you're listening. Keep the dean talk up. For anyone that doesn't know, the dean is what us locals call Aberdeen. Tommy doesn't know because he hasn't been here for a while, so he's not up on
things
like
have
the hip
changed a lot.
cultural things up here.
Yeah, not hip with the times. All the slang going on up there.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, this week we're bringing back a tier list episode. We've had a lot of fun with some of our tier lists, so we're coming back to that. Tommy, do you have the special tier list thing set up where we do the tier list?
Good call.
Whatever that is.
Yes. Let me spool
What's
that up
called?
here.
Is it called the special tier list thing
That's
that we do
the special
tier list
thing. That's all you needed to say. I knew exactly what you meant. I just had to think for a while.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me track that down.
So what a tier list is for anyone that doesn't know, where have you been living?
If you haven't been on the internet.
Next, you're going to tell me you don't know Aberdeen. It's called the Dean.
Yeah.
You don't
And
know
then
what
we're going
tier
to tell you
list
there's this
is.
thing called AI that's got the world going crazy. That's a bigger
Yes.
conversation.
The tier list we're going to rank this week. We're going to rank Strongman events, and we're going to put them in a tier list. And we usually do, I think we do A, B, C, or what? I mean,
No,
what do you do? What do we do?
whoa.
Sorry,
S, A, B,
and then is it
C,
B,
and
C?
F.
And F. Okay,
We skip D.
D. E's always skip for whatever reason, and there we come to our list. And we've got about 20 some we're going to go through, but we didn't talk about this, so we'll hash it out right now. Are we doing this as ranking them as the viewer of the event, as the competitor of the event, or as the organizer of the event, or
God.
is it? I think it's all of it.
I think you
it's
take
all
all that
can be
into
a factor.
consideration because some of these, that was already part of my discussion. Is some of these, it's like, well, as an athlete, this one's pretty balling. As a spectator, this one's not that exciting. Like it's
right. And
part
I
of the
think we
discussion.
factor all of that, and that'll help
Yes.
find.
We're going to
find
feed
the
it
rankings.
into our
Or
ranking
like
algorithm.
we can also factor in the history. The beauty of it being the Massenomics tier list, we get to do whatever the hell
We know
want.
when it comes to the history, it'll be weighted heavily on that topic. So events that have only been around for a decade or so are going to be in a really tough spot here.
And luckily, just like all the other tier lists that we've done, this is like will be like the perfect comprehensive tier list on this subject, and no other input will be necessary, but you can drop a comment down in YouTube as you're listening if you disagree with anything, but just remember to preface it with what does someone preface that with?
In my incorrect opinion.
Yeah.
Then you can say whatever you want.
Stupid opinion. Yeah. Okay. Do you have to send me something to click on?
Yeah, I do. Are we doing this right away? Are we getting right to
we
this?
don't have to do it right away. No. Now the people know at least. We got that out of the way. So the next thing we'll do on that is probably actually talk about it. Do you have a drink over there? Anything you're drinking this week?
Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to get this ready, and there's just so many buttons.
I got a little something, and I don't know if anyone knows, but I was born a bit of a rambling man myself. So I'm having a Rambler Satsuma in this V2 Drink Spotter Chill. Did you see the Basement Brandon Drink Spotter Chill ad this week?
I did. That was really good.
Yeah.
He really took the time on that one.
So we are all fully restocked on our Drink Spotter Chill. If you don't have one of these yet, you're kind of missing out. They're very affordable and they're really cool.
Oh yeah. Kirkland.
What are you drinking over there?
Kirkland Grapefruit. Never disappoints.
Oh, yeah. It's no Satsuma, but it'll probably do.
Got to work with what you got.
It's no Satsuma, but then again, what is?
That's a very good point. Very good point. Okay. I thought there was something. Let me get our handy dandy. I sent you the email for that link. Are you seeing that? Empty list?
Yep, I'm in it now.
Oh,
yep.
I can see your hand moving in there too.
Oh, I'm going to move some things around.
I wonder if it'll let you. It might. I don't know. Okay. The crew mailer has been out, Tanner. You've put those all in the mail, haven't you?
Yeah, they're all, well, except for I've got a stack of Canadian ones right over here.
Oh,
that are not out because Canadian Post is not delivering mail, so I'm holding those for the time being. But outside of those, they've all gone out, over 700 out in the mail. And the first ones as of today, as of us recording, have been delivered. But as far as I've seen, no one has publicly spoiled.
I know that.
Yet,
okay, that's what I was curious.
Public information.
That's what I got. A few texts from some friends that were like, "Oh, this is really sweet. I like this," but I hadn't seen anything online yet, so I didn't know if I had missed anything or if it was just the locals getting theirs first.
I think everyone that I've seen is an Aberdeen address that has theirs so far.
Okay.
Have you seen anyone that's not an Aberdeen address?
The only mentions I've seen of it are Aberdeen mentions.
Yeah. Yeah. So that tells me tomorrow a bunch would be showing up, right?
I would think
for
so.
Other people?
Within the next day or two, most people. I mean, by the time this podcast is out, I would think most people would have it.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. By the time this is out, most people will have it, but we're still not going to spoil it. We got live listeners right now. I think it's awesome. Mm-hmm. I think it's a home run choice, and it's going to be fun to see people sharing what they got.
The initial feedback I got was exactly what we wanted, what we were hoping for. So I think that hopefully that continues across the internets.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I'm excited for it. And if you didn't get signed up in time for this one, I would just tell you, go out there and get signed up for a supporting membership now. We'd love to have you join. There's even an extra nice level. We've had people signing up at our nice. Oh, we'll talk about it more later, I guess. But what I would throw out there is a few people have asked me lately if they want to change their supporting membership level, like if they want to go from the $3 to the $6 level. We're certainly not discouraging you from doing that if you want to, but it comes up almost weekly. All you got to do is sign up for the new one and then cancel your old one after you're signed up for the new one. And then you lose your spot in line. I keep you in your original ordering. Or you could be like Big C Poppy and just keep both.
Right. We won't
even
judge.
Better.
Yep.
Yeah. Even
won't
both.
hold that against you.
Right. Okay. So now we have several other topics this week too. I don't know what we will or won't get to. We might have to save some of that, I guess.
I'm kind of curious.
The tier list can take a lot of an episode.
I kind of want an update though on this little restoration project you did though. That got my attention.
Okay. Should we talk about that before the tier list? And then we better.
Yeah. And then we'll hop into the tier list, I think.
So it was. I mean, did you watch the video?
I watched the video. I was captivated.
I was going to say, what'd you think of the video? It was almost a 2-minute long restoration video.
That was 2 minutes. It felt like 10 seconds to me. It had me hooked. It was great.
I think the video came out pretty good. I liked the way that did it, and that's at least 40% of the reason I did that project was to make the video. It was that old Body Power 45-degree back raise that's been at the gym. I have no idea where I bought that from.
Okay, because that was going to be my first question. Where and when did that actually show up?
I cannot remember.
Did
that
we
had to have been some?
Was there one
had to have been
before
a bigger,
that, or is that the only one that?
That's the only one we've had. I'm guessing it was when I bought other stuff from somebody.
Oh, it just
kind of
came
bought
in
that.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Like
I can't remember.
You wouldn't have gone out of your way to get just that one single item. Probably,
I don't think
though,
so.
right?
I mean, I did always want one, so maybe I did, and maybe it was just a local thing.
Right.
Big Nate Verde says I found it outside of a high school weight room. Is that correct? Is that the back catalog thing or something?
I mean, I wouldn't say that's wrong.
Right. That seems like a believable story. Keith asked it, was it in the corner of the gym when I bought the house? No, it wasn't an easy curl bar. This is a 45-degree back raise, but it was pretty beat up. As far as those go.
I mean, the frame and everything, like, it wasn't like structurally damaged. It was just paint was all chipped off it.
Yeah,
the pad was like purple. Yeah, purple, and it didn't look visually. It looked a little rough.
Pop.
Yeah,
no, it didn't. It looked like a piece of shit, basically. You look at it and be like, what you do is you'd be like, oh, this thing works surprisingly well for how shitty it looks.
That's what you actually my last time I was at the gym. I'm like, wow, this does everything you need it to in a great footprint, and boy, does it look terrible. Yes,
that's exactly right. So what started the restoration whole idea is talking with Evan Centopani. Actually, you brought this up a while ago. I think you saw it from Evan Centopani about
his initial home gym tour video he made like earlier this year, I think.
Yes, and it was his vinyl. He vinyl spray painted the pads on the machines in his basement, which you had brought that up, and we had talked about it offline before, even like you were thinking about doing that in your home gym, and it's just like, does that actually work? Well, give it enough time. We actually went to Evan Centopani's home gym and we saw it in person.
We planned a whole trip. We had to see this in person. Yeah. We flew halfway across the country to inspect this.
And he said, didn't he say he painted those like 6 years ago?
That was actually what was the shocking part is, so he had all these pads painted black on, his hack squat and leg curl things or leg extension. And he goes, yeah, I painted all of these like 6 years ago. And it's like, damn, that's still holding up. That like the only one that was even slightly worn, or actually, I think on his hack squat, he just didn't paint it all the way, wasn't? Didn't he miss a spot?
I think he said maybe I didn't really get it all that clean before I painted, and it just rubbed off in that one spot a little bit. But I'm like, you could touch that up in 10
easily.
seconds.
Yes, easily.
If you wanted to.
So yeah, our takeaway was, this all looks great. And then when you hear that it's been on there for years,
it felt
and years
good because I was like, is this going to make it weird?
Yeah.
And it didn't.
Okay, so then you went home. You took the initiative. You ordered black vinyl spray paint.
Yep, ordered some black vinyl spray paint, and then I went and got the 45-degree back raise, and then I was like, well, why don't I just make this whole thing look not shitty, because it's a pretty basic piece of equipment. So then I sanded all the metal surfaces, cleaned up some of the rusty stuff, got rid of that. Just kind of shined up the diamond plating a little bit, like the most basic level of that, and then I just rattle canned the whole thing.
And you wiped it all down with alcohol, right? To get
and that's also how I cleaned the vinyl pad first. I did a really good job of that, and I was making sure like not to actually even touch the pad with my fingers
right before
spraying it. After the alcohol, and sprayed it, and it was like an afternoon project. Like came back, let it dry, and then I looked at the pad. I'm like, I better give this a second coat. Gave it a second coat. Gave the machine kind of a second coat, and
you did the machine black?
Yeah.
Yep.
I used flat black because I was looking at like all the Rogue and other stuff. None of it's semi-gloss or gloss or anything like that. It's all kind of a flat black, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Put it back together, brought it to the gym. Looks freaking sweet.
It does.
It came out way better than what I was expecting. The pad looks awesome.
Pad looks awesome. I mean, the frame looks awesome too. It makes the diamond plate look really good on there now. You hardly even noticed the diamond plate before, and now the diamond plate shines and it contrasts against the black really well.
Key said, my only concern would be changing color to black is when it gets chipped in a commercial setting, the white underneath will stick out like a sore thumb. it looked like complete shit before. I mean, it
was chipped. I mean, it was just a gray frame showing through. It wasn't white paint anymore. All the
right. I mean, like it'll get wear and tear, no doubt, in a commercial setting. Like I'm not going to be upset when I go in and there's a scratch on the. It'll still, for the next 10 years, it'll look better than it looked in its prior state.
So has anyone made any comments on it? Has anyone been surprised or?
Not really. Probably nobody noticed.
No one respects the game.
No, a couple people did say like this actually looks like, a couple of the gym members messaged me and said that looks freaking sweet. Yeah. And it is odd because nobody really cared before. It was no problem before, but now after doing it, it looks really nice. I am considering, this would be a much bigger project, but kind of redoing the hack squat machine and actually.
That one,
and actually taking that apart, and I would maybe even replace the bearings.
I was going to say, like that one, just a few. If it got, I mean, even if you kept it white and didn't want to do the whole thing, if you touched it up and fixed those bearings, and then is the platform kind of like carpet-ish? Like
yes, and I could replace the carpet. I actually thought like I could actually put like a Massenomics logo, like sewn into a piece of carpet and put on there, something like that. The carpet actually...
No, the carpet is nice actually on there, though. That's why...
That's like the best... like that I'm like... Because I could easily get a diamond plate piece of metal and put it there, which a lot of them, that's what they would have, and it looks cooler.
Yeah.
But like the carpet is actually... I wouldn't have known that.
I wouldn't have either.
Having it, but I'm like, the carpet is the go-to.
It is. Until you use it, it looks like, well, someone just threw that on there on accident or to... something was broken, and then you use it, you're like, actually it's pretty nice, it's good traction, it does what it does. It's not loud,
but it's kind of gray carpet. I could put a black carpet over the top of it, or
that's the one piece though that a little bit of work could really transform that thing.
Yeah, that's just a bigger project.
It is.
Like I'm not going to bring that back in an afternoon and have it done, but I might. I mean, I probably will at some point, because the reason I would invest the time into that one, because I'm like really like the machine and the angle and everything else about it. If it just gave it a little TLC in it, and it worked a little better, because there is kind of a little bit of a catch. I think it just needs maybe some new bear. I'm not an expert on that, but it'd be a pretty simple fix, I think.
Yep. I think that if you ever decide,
and then I'll
to take
paint the pads, because they're like maroon on it now. Yep. Actually, I do think I'm just going to paint all the pads on all the machines black.
Yeah. Well, when it's that quick of a project, that's why I'm curious to do it on mine now and see what it's like.
Except I don't know, the two machines I don't know if I'm going to do are the two Cybex machines I have. The Cybex seated row, and the Cybex
hammer strength one.
Or why am I saying Cybex? Hammer strength row and the hammer strength calf raise.
Yeah.
Just because those are nice.
I'd be a little more hesitant on those ones, especially the chest one, especially because the pad is already.
Yeah, the pad's screwed up anyways.
Yeah, so you'd be... At that point, I don't think I would mess it on those either.
But on my lat pull down and on the two old leg weight stack machines, I think I might do all those.
Yeah. Yep.
Because the vinyl paint came out so good, I'm like, this is my test run. I'm like, oh yeah, this is freaking sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do it up.
Yeah. So that is the 45-degree back raise restoration, and man, the video, that's where.
Yeah, so go watch the video. It's on Instagram. Yeah. It's just a short video on Instagram. That's where you can see the whole process broken down step by step.
It is funny, like that 90-second video, I probably had 40 minutes of recording time into it, and then voicing over takes another 15 at least by the time it's said and done to get it all. Like, there's so much time that goes into one silly little video
just to get a few hundred likes.
Yep. But the vinyl paint, spray paint, everyone says, oh, I bet that doesn't work, or I don't see how that works. It works.
Well, we got the last laugh on that one.
Yep. Okay, now do we jump into the
I think it's time
list a little bit?
Unless it's too close and we need to just get the other things out of the way.
Let's do a couple tier lists.
Okay. Get this thing started.
Yeah.
All righty. Do you need to play some music in on us here? Get us going.
Oh, thought you'd never ask.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
When we hear the disturbed, that means we know that it's time to get to a tier list. A Massenomics tier list, the definitive list of all lists. Okay. So we kind of decided we can use whatever criteria we want to rank these strongman events. We don't have to stick to everything. You may think of something that's not on the list that we want to add. Also, we may decide something on here we don't even want to even want to rank.
And some of these I can already see the event name can be interpreted to mean several different things or versions of that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of room for debate on all these. So strap on in, people. This could take hours.
And we're also not going to do like 15 versions of the deadlift.
No, yeah.
Because I understand that there is 15
we will
versions.
Specifically do Hummer tire deadlift, silver dollar deadlift,
we're
competition standard deadlift.
Just some of the deadlifts, because that's one where I'm like...
And actually, we get halfway done and realize it's just a deadlift tier list is all it is.
Yes. Okay, do you want to pick one off the start?
You start. You start this off.
All right. I'm going to start with one that I feel like I know where it goes in my mind. So that's why I'm going to start there, because I think it's easy pickings. I'm going to say the Atlas Stones, Atlas Stone series, most specifically for picking one, but you could just say Atlas Stones.
Yep.
And to me, that is an S tier because of, you'll like this, the history of it as an event in World's Strongest Man. Just the way that Atlas Stone event looks to me, it just, I don't know. I can't make a case for it to go anywhere other than the S tier, honestly, for Atlas Stones. Like, when it comes to strongman events, you might not like doing it, but I don't see how it's not an S tier.
Yeah, I agree. To me, this is one of the most iconic strongman events. If you grew up watching Strongman, you know that World's Strongest Man pretty much always had one of these in it, and it was the guys lifting these big heavy rocks onto these platforms. Like, I think most people that might not even know what Strongman is still probably have an idea of what this event is, and for those reasons alone, I mean, just part of those reasons make it an easy S tier to me.
Yeah, that's like the easiest one to do on the entire list.
Yeah,
I feel like
I was hoping you wouldn't go there right away.
So like some of a lot of these are not near that easy. So I just wanted to do a really easy one off of the bat. I don't actually know. I don't think anything is as easy as of a choice as that one, really, honestly.
Okay. I'm just looking through this list. All right. I'm also going to say this. You're coming at this with a slightly different perspective than me, because how many strongman shows have you participated in over the years? I know it's been a while since you did your last one. Actually, it's only been a year technically since you did your last one, but
that's true. So I did that one, 3 others of ours. That's 4, and then at least 4 more is 8, and then 2 more. I think I've done 10 or 11 strongman shows. I've done Atlas Stones at least 3 times as an events in those, maybe, and
4. Many more in training.
Right. Atlas Stones are just fun as hell. So like, it's picking up at a rock. Like, what's artificial rock, but same idea.
Yeah. So that's where I'll have a slightly different opinion, because I haven't done a lot of these events. The only strongman competition I've ever done is the one year we had ours, and Atlas.
You
Stones.
did Atlas Stones, though.
I did Atlas Stones in it. I got 330. Or was that the big one? 330 or 300? I can't remember what I got that day.
Yeah. You got the 300.
300, okay.
There was a 330, though. Yeah. But not very many people got the 300, actually.
Never got it once in training, and I for sure got it once. Did I get it twice that day? I don't know. For sure got it once, though. So that was that was exciting to hit a PR in the competition like that. But, okay, with all that being said, looking at this list here, I'm going to pick one that I have done before, but I've done it in a slightly different context. I'm going to pick the Hercules hold.
There we go.
As a little event, because technically, Tanner, we have actually you did do this one, right?
Yeah, I did this one at Juji's also. Yes. We did do this in a competition.
So technically, we have done this in a competition. Yep. I think, see, the Hercules hold, I'm kind of torn on this one, because Very hard to train, I feel like, the actual event itself.
Like the very specific event.
The actual setup, and also the actual setup can vary wildly from training to whatever you're giving at the competition.
Right.
But it looks really cool. The theatrics of it are really cool, but it's also not the most exciting event because nothing happens during it.
There's some duality of that in the sense that there's something about it that does look cool, but the actual viewing of that event kind of sucks. I feel like you're just you're literally just watching people stand in place, not moving at all.
Yeah. So that's where that one gets kind of tricky. It's definitely not an S tier. I'm almost wondering if this is more of kind of like a B-ish tier, maybe even a C tier.
I think it's C. Honestly, C? Just because I think it's fun. I like doing it. But I think it's C because of how lame it is to watch. In my opinion.
Yeah, I could see that.
It actually has a place in strongman competitions because not every event can be
just all out kill yourself doing it.
Right, so it has a place. So that would give it bonus points, but I'm not going to give those events points for that reason. Like those events still are worse. But there's a reason for them. But
and it's not an F tier event. It is cool.
No,
like it's still. Right. But yeah, I'm totally on board with C. I think that makes sense.
Okay. Oh man, some of these are going to be really hard to rank. I guess I didn't really think that far ahead when we thought this was a good idea. This is going to be a challenge. Let's go. Maybe we'll do some reordering on some of these as we go too.
Oh, you crossed off the wrong one on.
Oh,
yeah, I got it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Trying to throw us for a loop there. Okay. Let's do. Okay. Here we go. Front hold. This front hold is like. You can see it in the old school ones where they're holding different things out in the front of their body. What are like in old school strongman, it's some of the dumbest things that they held. Like one of them's a row of sausages almost that I think they're holding and all this. Yeah, the Kaz, Gary said it. The Kaz, the sausage hold. Terrible event to watch. That's like an front hold is like an F tier event. Like I'm not saying I would dislike doing one because there again it's almost like a break in your in the order of events, but to me that's like an F tier event just because it's so unexciting.
Yeah, it's kind of anticlimactic.
It's worse than Hercules hold.
Right, because it lacks some of those theatrics. Like best case scenario now you see them holding this giant looking hammer, but even there you're like, I don't know, what's this hammer weigh? 10 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds? It's just a big block.
There's also something about like the rules of the event that are always a little weird to me that I'm like, oh, it looks like that guy's leaning back. And I know you put your back again and they try to do things, but
it's kind
sometimes I swear I'm like, that guy's doing it a little bit differently.
It's
I think it's favoring him.
It's like speed walking, in the Olympics. It's like, I feel like everyone's kind of skirting the rules, and also like you could just be better at this if you just did it however you wanted to, but that's not the rules.
Right.
That's sort of what it feels like. It's like the speed walking of strongman events.
Yeah. So I think that's like an F. I think that's F.
I'm on board with you there. I agree. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to pick the old classic, and I'm assuming that this covers pretty much every variation you can think of, but that would be the farmer's carry.
Yeah.
And
so you can use several different looking implements for the farmer's carry, of course. And, you could have a set of distance that you're doing as a race. You could do max distance farmers carries. There could be turns. You could allow repicks. You could not. There's a few different ways that farmers carry can go.
It could almost be a medley of sorts, even.
Yeah, I think it's an important strongman event. It's kind of a cornerstone event in a lot of ways, although it seems like sometimes I see it a little less often, but it's also an event that can very easily be done at local competitions because The equipment is not all that extensive. We did it like almost every year of the,
because it's just easy to, the implements
Showdown
can be almost anything, the standardization really doesn't matter there at all.
When we put it on a couple times, we did it as the longest distance. Sometimes we did it as just a race or as like a part of another event. You can get different ones that look a little bit cooler. I think it's somewhat of an interesting event to watch.
Oh, it is, because
the coolest one, absolutely. But
when I think of our event, watching it the way it took place is, especially what's cool about this is it's a good head-to-head one because it is just a race, or it can be just a race. Right. And that always makes for a high entertainment factor when you can see guys just the way they can go about it. So to me, and then it is a great training exercise too. It's a great, it's an awesome display of strength. It's really hard to be weak and be good at farmer's carry. So
it's a grip, it's a back, it's a,
then there's endurance. Depending on how the event goes, there's endurance factors to it, or
requires
just
moving,
crazy strength. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm leaning towards kind of like B or A on this one.
Yeah, I was thinking B, but now I actually think it's A. I think the farmer's carry is pretty important to Strongman. I could be persuaded to move it down to B, but I'm like at a A-ish territory.
Yeah, I think A is okay. And we're also going to do this too when this is all done. We're going to see if anything's, depending on how it shakes out, if we got to rearrange things. But I'm pretty good with A on that. I think that's a good one. There's a lot of variety and just ways you can do it that it keeps it interesting. Yeah, let's go A.
Yep. Okay. How about log press? One of the most iconic press variations of Strongman. I would say visually one of the most interesting press variations. It might, I just think it, axle is the other big contender, and I think log press is more iconic than the axle.
Oh, for sure. It looks way cooler. Whether you like them or not. The log just looks awesome.
Yep. On log, it looks awesome. You see it all the time in competitions. It tests, it's one of the chief tests of upper body strength. You also have to clean it. You can use giant wooden logs, which look just really cool, like the Austrian oak. Seeing that at the Arnold stage is one of the coolest events to watch live. It might be an S tier event to me. I think the log press is an S tier event,
especially if we're going to start looking at, like you said, the upper body test. It's a great one to have on there. So I think
it's the best one out of the upper body ones that we're going to cover. Honestly, I've done log press in competition a lot of times, probably like 6. I don't know. Comes up all the time. Maybe more than that. It seems like it's like in almost every one I've ever done.
The solo the one competition I did, we had it in there.
Yep. So S, is that what we think?
And it's fun to train too.
Yeah. For sure.
All right. Get the list pulled up. Ooh. Okay. I think I'm going to go with one that has a little bit of a throwback, a little bit of a history to it. Not too much of a history, but a little bit. I'm going to go with the old Hummer tire deadlift.
Yeah. So we did say we're not going to do every deadlift variation, and maybe we'll change some of the ones we're doing here. But I think Hummer tire is one because it had such a long run at the Arnold. It was like the deadlift for like a decade there, and some of the most iconic old Strongman videos are like Z and those guys doing the Hummer tire deadlift Shaw. They brought it back at the Shaw Classic for a while too.
What was the Arnold the first place they ever did it? Was that though?
I think so. Okay. I don't know that for sure. Also, they gave Z won like 3 Hummers.
Oh, is that actually he would actually win one?
I think he won 3 Hummers in 3 different years.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. This one is really cool. It's got the show factor to it. It's no doubt it looks sweet to see this long bar with enormous tires, the whole thing bending. It's definitely a, what would you say, like partial deadlift. I mean, what do these guys start at their knees roughly on it?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, depending on how tall you are. It looks cool. I don't know. It's probably a hard one or maybe it's probably a movement 95% of people will never get to do when it comes to strongman, right?
Yeah, and I guess the dumber down version of this is the wagon wheel deadlift.
Yeah,
You know, it's
but it's
like,
not the
or
same.
Like
it's not the
at
same.
the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic 2 years ago, we did the Viking Shield elevated deadlift, but really for the sake of this list, it's the Hummer tire deadlift. I think because it's just cooler looking. So what did you think on this one?
Well, okay, it is strongman. Deadlift is a very important part of it. And I'm leaning towards like A or B. I'm just trying to decide the novelty of the Hummer tire. Does that elevate it or bring it down one?
Right. That's actually the question there.
That is the debate, because it's like I don't think you could ever say a deadlift event of any kind is a C tier deadlift event unless it's something really dumb. But
I think it might be. What do we have in A right now?
We have the
I think
frame
it's a
carrier,
B,
the farmer's handle.
almost to me.
Think so? Think B on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why. That's just where I feel like maybe it's because there's nothing.
I'll roll with that for now. I'm very in between on that one. I'll roll with that for now. We'll see where we end up.
Okay. Should we do one more and then maybe jump into a couple other things quick? Okay, I want to do something a little different. Let's go duck walk. Duck walk. Duck walk, I think, sucks. There might be people out there that like to do it. I wouldn't like to do it. I don't think it's fun. I don't think it looks that good because you're almost like, let's have you move, but do it in like the least aesthetic way possible.
And just look really awkward and uncoordinated the whole time.
Yeah. So what do we have in the F tier so far as the front hold? It might be F tier to me, where I'm just like, I don't know. Like, there's nothing about that looks all that fun or exciting to me.
Yeah, this is one that I don't.
It's C or F.
This is one that the idea of like training it doesn't sound fun at all to me. Yeah, it's definitely not the most exciting thing to watch. So it's pretty low on the excitement list. I could easily go F on this.
I think put it in F for now because I'm not sure how many of the in here that we're going to get that are actual Fs, and I think that's a fair one to be in there for now too. Okay, now should we shift into supporting our supporting members and certified training facility of the week and take a pause on that and come back to it?
Let's do it.
Okay. Supporting our supporting members is a relatively new segment of the podcast. It's where we give back to those that support us. So first of all, thank you to everyone that supports us. That number has been growing significantly. You can, if you want to find out more about it, we actually have a lot about it on our website now. We have a whole page dedicated to it that the two of us put a lot of time into creating and getting out there. And you can see a lot of like what we do, what the crew does, what getting involved means, some of the opportunities you have by getting involved as a supporting member. Really, there's all kinds of stuff that you can get involved with, whether it's in-person events, online community aspects of it. There's a whole bunch of cool features to becoming a supporting member. There's several different membership level options that you can get signed up at. We'd love to have you at any of them. The supporting membership is the number one way that we keep the lights on. And Tommy's are barely staying on. He's got a loose cord. So we need a few more supporting members to make sure those lights stay on over there. So consider joining up if you haven't. We do have the supporting mailer that already went out that most people have by the time this episode comes out. That won't be the last thing we do for supporting members. So please consider signing up to catch on some of the next stuff. We actually got some stuff that we'll announce very soon that we have coming up planned for supporting members as well. So stay tuned and become one so you can get in on the action. But this week, I want to shout out, there was a crew Bills game that went on. And who was all there? There was Keith, Stephanie, Jen, Matt, Jess, and Big Chris, Mark, and Jen's husband were all there. So mostly all supporting members all went to a Buffalo Bills game together.
Bills Mafia full effect, right?
Yeah. Well, you know a thing or two about the Bills Mafia now.
We were just there. Do you think any of them sprayed each other in ketchup or anything while they were there?
I assume they jumped through the tables and stuff.
Yeah, I like to think they did.
Yeah. Scance competed in Kiltober Highland Games competition. He won the pie eating contest.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. Big Katie got second at Wisconsin's Strongest in the heavyweight woman category. That is the under 198. She got second place.
Wow. Must have bulked up for that one.
Yeah. I'm guessing she came in a little underweight. Big Dan Mercer, he was at Tucson Strength Fest. He competed well. He got a over 500-pound deadlift for the first time ever.
Nice.
In that competition. We had Big Zach joined a rugby team and scored his first try of the season.
Well, yeah, natural over there.
Yeah. There was a couple other things that I saw just came in today. What did we have here? Someone, Big Kevin, they just had their second child, their first daughter, earlier today. So congrats to Big Kevin and the family. We've been there. We've been to Kevin's house. We've broken bread with him. We had those. Do you remember the little ham sandwiches?
How could I forget?
Yeah.
Those little ham sandwiches.
Yeah. Big Niall also hit a family PR today as well. So 2 crew kids born on the same day. His second daughter was born this morning.
We're multiplying. Nothing can stop us.
Big Wally just turned 40. The big 4-0 for Big Wally.
Ooh.
It's all downhill from there. Over the hill and on the way back down. And this week's guest on Unpaid and Underrated was Big Matt. Fit Matt, Fat Matt. Check him out. Give it a good listen. Our little bratty sister podcast, the Unpaid and Underrated podcast. Thank you to all supporting members. Now, should we do a certified training facility of the week, Tommy?
We should. I've just been clicking around, and I don't know if maybe you have a preference, but I found one interesting here if you are open.
I like an interesting one.
Okay. We're going to head over to maybe a more eastern part of the Midwest, a little area called Wisconsin.
Somewhere in Wisconsin.
Just north of Milwaukee. There's a little pin on the map here.
Is it the Random Lifter?
Random Lifter.
Okay. The Random Lifter in Wisconsin. I'm tracking.
Now, this gym, we're going to get right into this. This gym is just, the first image is just straight up looks like a bedroom in a ranch style home full of machines. You seeing this?
Yes. Yes. How many pictures are we dealing with in this?
What do we got? 1, 2, 3. Just 3 pictures.
Okay.
Just 3 pictures.
Right. It's good to keep that in mind when we
Yes.
start going. If there's 20 pictures, are we going to we spend 20 minutes on the first picture? Yeah. Okay.
So the first, this
This
first
is
picture,
definitely in the house.
yeah. I mean, it kind of reminds me, like, it's got the same vibe of like the bedroom I grew up, like my bedroom growing up. You know, it just looks like just kind of your pretty stereotypical Midwestern house, but it's got laminate floors of some kind.
Yep.
And there, just right off the bat, there is an assault bike, a hack squat, a leg extension machine, a reverse hyper, and there's something else in the corner over there.
There's something in the corner.
Taylor's, but all 4 of those machines in this bedroom. And then, of course, you have the Massenomics Certified Training Facility banner on the wall. You got an American flag, a Strongman flag, the Massenomics Strongman flag, too. Great setup right off the bat. Really catches you off guard. Like, that's not what you're expecting when you come across this place.
Definitely not. Looks good, though. Like, good, all nice quality equipment in there, it looks like.
Yeah, those are some good pieces. Let's look at photo number 2. And this is where I think we're looking at a second bedroom that also has more gym equipment, right? This is a new bedroom now, isn't it?
Well, you can see the first room over.
Okay, that's what I thought.
The doorway.
Yeah, so you can see,
right?
Yeah,
you can see the leg extension machine and the reverse hyper back there, I think.
I'm assuming we're on the main floor of the house. One of the bedrooms is the machine bedroom. This is now the second bedroom that happens to be the power rack bedroom. And we have got, I'm not sure what kind of rack this is. I think it's got 1-inch holes, but it's, there's space closer to that, like 3 or 4 inches apart, I think.
And it might be like a 2x2 1-inch hole.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. But On the rack, we got a drink spotter light, which you love to see it. Some type of, what would you call that bar there?
Cambridge Swiss bar.
There you go. Yep, Cambridge Swiss bar. Are those
Strenko plates?
That's what I was just going to say. I think those are Strenko plates on there.
Yeah, they look smooth and easy to grip, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So love to see that too. There might even be a pair that says York down on the bottom there on the weight pin on there.
Okay.
Got an adjustable bench inside the rack. Because this is a bedroom, there's not a ton of extra room for anything, but there is.
Got a lot of stuff on the walls.
It does have a lot of stuff on the wall. Another American flag. I see. So we got some antlers hanging there. Got some dumbbells. It looks like it's a dumbbell stand, but the ones that are on it appear to be fixed. They look like they're fixed, but then there's a few weights on there. So maybe he's just using the dumbbell stand as just some weight storage.
Right.
And then I can see in the corner, is there like a box maybe? But I think that's mostly what this room covers. Did I miss anything there?
No, I think that's good.
All right. And then photo 3, we're outside the house.
Yep.
And we got, it's Strongman Day out there. We got we got a yoke. We got some farmer's carry handles, bunch of weight plates. Is there a squat stand up there by his garage?
There's a squat stand with a safety squat bar on there.
Yeah. And then it almost looks like a trap bar or something is also there loaded with some weights on it.
Yeah.
So lots of options, places to lift in. What's this gym called? Random lifter. Yeah.
That's cool. He puts the home in home gym.
Yes, he does.
I like it. You get strong here?
Oh, hell yeah. Me and Random Lifter getting hella strong up there.
In his house.
Yeah. Up in his house.
I like that. Next time we're near Sheboygan, we're going to give him a look.
Mm-hmm. Sheboygan.
All right, that's sweet. That's a cool certified training facility. You too can become a certified training facility. It's very easy. It is the number one. Well, it's the only way you make on certified training facility of the week. It's at this point almost the only way you get a home gym tour from us too.
You know what's amazing about this? Actually, zooming in, I thought this was a joke at first. The name of the gym is Random Lifter. Do you see the actual name of the town?
Oh, is it random?
Yeah, the name of the town is Random Lake. And if you zoom in on the map, there's what do we got? Random Lake Fire Department, Random Lake Pizza, the Random Cup. You know, everything has random in it.
Random lifter. Yeah, okay.
Interesting. I like that.
Not a big town, is it?
No. Because you got a lake in it.
Well, that's true. Friggin' lake takes up the whole town. No room for houses left.
No, there ain't.
Okay. Now I want to make sure to tell you about our newest sponsor. This is actually breaking news. Newest sponsor of the Massenomics podcast is EliteFTS. And they hooked us up with a discount code. I should say they hooked you up with a discount code. You can use MASS10. It'll save you 10% on every order over at EliteFTS.com. Right now, they actually have a big fall training kickoff event where they have up to 60% off on particular products, including 20% off of bands. And with the bands, you can use discount code Massenomics on top of the 20% and save actually 30% off bands, EliteFTS bands, best bands in the business. We use them at Massenomics Gym all the time. I just busted some out today, as a matter of fact. You almost can never have too many, so go over to EliteFTS, add some toilet paper to your cart, add the Monster Mini Red Bands to your cart, and get yourself lifting on another level with discount code MASS10. Thank you, EliteFTS.
Oh, what? You telling me it's my turn now or something?
I guess.
All right. This episode is also brought to you by the fine folks to the north of me, to the south of Tanner, the ones in Watertown, South Dakota. Build Fast Formula. Build Fast Formula. Supplements should simply work. Most don't because you're sold a line, a vibe, and a boilerplate formula loaded with crap you don't need. You can't get better from clever claims and cool slogans. Only a placebo lasts so long. You deserve real results from supplements backed by research, not pseudoscience and hype. You deserve supplements that work. And that's where Build Fast Formula comes into play. They got a few different options for you to pick from. First off, they got the 80-20 protein. If you lift, you listen to this, you should probably have some protein in your diet. The 80-20, it's 80% casein, 20% whey protein. It's available in a variety of flavors. And to me, that's a very premium protein product. Tastes great and mixes well, which is exactly what you're looking for. They also have VasoBlitz, which is their dual nitric oxide support formula. They got the Full Blitz, fully loaded pre-workout formula. And they also have Blitz 3D, which combines the pre-workout with the dual nitric oxide support formula to give you something pretty crazy. So if any of those sound interesting to you, they also have creatine and drink hack and glyco hack. So if any of those sound interesting to you, make sure to check them out. Go to buildfastformula.com, use code Massenomics, and you can save 10% on your next order. Buildfastformula.com, code Massenomics, save you 10%. Thank you, BuildFast.
Are you going to kick all these little looky-loos out of here so we can get back to our tier list in peace and quiet like we always wanted?
Yeah, they're out of here slowly but surely, one at a time.
You guys are out of here. While you're doing that, I did just have one thought. I don't know if I saw someone comment this or if I came up with this. I can't remember. Maybe someone commented in the Discord. I think I saw this from someone else, but wouldn't it be fun if you just hook two Voltras up to each other? You know, like mount them on the rack, hook them up to each other, turn them up to both to 200 and just like let them battle it out to see what happens.
Who's the last Voltra standing?
Yeah.
It is an interesting thought experiment.
There's probably an easy way to know exactly what would happen. You know, it's probably I suppose nothing happens or
and then so you buy two. You do this instantly. You file a warranty claim instantly saying, it broke. I don't know how.
They both completely broke.
Okay. We'll have to crowdfund this idea. We'll get everyone to pitch in some money. We'll be the ones to take the hit for the team and do it.
Actually, this is just battle bots, isn't it?
It's like battle bots, but way less cool to watch. It's just battle bots. It's
like if they
just two boxes.
Made battle bots the least fun possible version of that possible.
They can't move, and their only weapon is a string that attaches to the other string.
You have to hook them up to each other, and then
it's like, what about like flames or saws? Nope, just strings. That's all they get.
Are any of them the really low to the ground ones that just spin really fast?
And you can't scoop them up or anything?
Yeah.
Nope, they're just boxes that are stuck to a post.
What about, because is Anchor, is that one of the competitors?
Yeah, it's in that same kind of vein of product.
So like hook them up to each other and see what happens to.
Yeah, there we go. Yep, battle of the boxes.
Yeah, like it is like BattleBots, only not fun at all.
We're just taking the worst part of it, it's kind of robots, and then just letting them do things that aren't that interesting to watch.
I got to say, when I was like 16, BattleBots had me in an absolute stranglehold.
I remember.
Or whatever age I was. Maybe I was younger than that.
Yeah, I want to say when I was younger, I had a grandma that lived in Minnesota, and I swear, like Minnesota Public Broadcasting got different shows than we did, and BattleBots was on there.
The good stuff.
And it's like, oh my God, this is so crazy. I was probably in about 4th grade watching these robots tear each other apart. It'd be interesting to actually pull it up now and see, is it entertaining TV or was just the bar so low then?
Well, and there's newer ones that they've made too.
Oh, definitely. But I'm talking about the OG original stuff. I want to know how that looks and holds up.
The thing about that show is they do so much build up for which is by nature what you have to do in like fighting in general.
Yeah.
And then the actual competition itself
could just be over so fast.
Right. It's like, that one just never worked.
Yeah.
It like literally went out there and just ceased to work.
It's also part of it.
Yeah. I like the ones that did look like saws on wheels. There was strategy though where it's like, this is like definitely the best kind of battle bot, until someone came up with like, nope, we're just straight up an indestructible wedge. Mm-hmm. Like we don't use a weapon. Like our weapon is just our indestructible nature.
Yeah.
And that's was kind of fun to see, like the chess game of battle bots.
Mm-hmm.
That's really where I see the Vultra headed, though.
It becomes an indestructible wedge.
If the Vultra could also be a table saw, I would consider the price.
Would definitely open it up to even more options. There's no arguing that. If it was a table saw, it could be
maybe more dangerous.
Yep. A table saw with a 200-pound weight attached to it. There is a certain level. I don't know, maybe some wheels on it, make it remote control. Like maybe that would give it some more functionality. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I don't have one. So I'm just speaking from just speculation over here.
At the very least, it should also be a Roomba.
Well, yeah, it should have a vacuum cleaner on it, no matter
just
what.
Make it a vacuum cleaner at least. Yeah. Like Roomba costs like $800, right? So then you're like, half of it's
no. You can get a Roomba for like $200 nowadays. I think.
Like a really good Roomba.
Okay, yeah. That goes back to its base station,
right?
Offload
like that actually might work is what I'm thinking. I'm guessing the $150 Roomba doesn't work that well.
Okay, we had one. I'll say this: before we had kids, we had a Roomba. It was not the very cheapest one. It was definitely not the most expensive one either, though. And I kind of loved that little thing. It worked pretty damn good.
Okay. But you didn't continue it.
Yeah, because once you have kids and you have 10,000 things over the floor all the time, it just can't. Right. It's like, well, it's not going to work here. It's not. So
right, it's just constantly going around stuff. There's nothing.
Yeah, there's just way too much shit in the way. So I've given up on our Roomba, and it's just been in the closet for several years now. Did have a good stretch though while it was around.
Oh, bust it back out someday. Relearn the floor maps and be back in service.
Yeah, that's right. All right, we ready for the next one?
To our list. Yeah. I think it's your turn.
Oh God. Okay. I got a good one here. I'm gonna go with the old car flip. The Strongman. I gotta clarify my Google search here. Strongman car flip.
Not just a random
car flip.
Not horrific car accidents.
A lot of car accidents. Yeah, that's all I was getting right off the bat. The Strongman car flip. This, you know more of the history than I do. This one has not been done a whole lot of times, has it?
No, extremely dangerous.
To say it's
basically only ever done at World's Strongest Man. I'm guessing some local shows have tried to pull it off before. An extremely dangerous event. At the very least, people tear their bicep. At the worst, the car lands back on them and breaks their leg. And I think that literally has happened. They try to use spotters at World's Strongest Man after, I think the first year they did it, half of the field and left in injury. Legitimately, half the people left in injury. Looks awesome.
I was going to say, though, I mean, with all these, concerns set aside, it does look really sweet, though. The idea that you're strong enough to flip a car.
Rolling a car end over end, or side,
Yeah.
End over end.
End over end would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's a car flip, but you have
side
to do
over
it
side.
end over end.
Yeah.
God, it's so rarely done. It's extremely dangerous, but it looks really freaking cool. Oh boy, that's just it's pulling in a lot of different directions. Is this a B tier item, or
probably because of the
that's just smack dab in the middle as far as our list goes.
Because it's like you said, everything's tugging it strongly in both directions, so it probably lies in the middle.
All right, I can live with that.
Okay. Let's go to a sandbag carry. So we did the Atlas Stone.
Mm-hmm.
I put sandbag carry. I'll either say sandbag carry or sandbag load is what it could be. Where you're picking up a sandbag and you're either carrying it for a distance or you're loading them in a series, or in a local show, you're probably repeatedly loading it over the bar. We did that this year at the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic. The sandbag event has really become way more common in local shows than Atlas Stones, largely in part because it's
just easy and
more
accessible,
environment friendly. You can do it and it's not going to ruin the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the sandbag carry, the sandbag load. I don't know. As a spectator, though, it's not near as cool as Atlas Stones.
That's what I was going to say. My issue with the sandbag carry, though, is it's just so... don't get me wrong. It's sandbags are awesome for training. Everyone should probably be doing them. I don't do them, and I should be.
You have your strongman corner though.
Strongman corner that consists of only a sandbag, and training aspect. Yes, great item. Very good thing to have. But as far as a strongman event, I just think it's kind of boring. Like, it doesn't look, they don't look cool. You know, it's just a bag full of sand, not pea gravel. So it's just a bag, and it doesn't really look cool. They don't have any wow factor to them. You don't
they don't do that.
For how big they are, you actually can never, like when you tell someone that, oh, that's a 300-pound sandbag, which is an enormous sandbag.
Yeah.
If someone hasn't done them, like, well, I can deadlift 300 pounds easily. So like, that's probably not the biggest. So I think like they also have a thing going against them is that for as challenging as they are, they don't look as cool as they should be.
Right.
You know, like a 300-pound sandbag carry is very impressive.
Right.
A 300-pound deadlift for most people is not impressive at all. And I think that's where people, like, I get it. They're not the same, but I think most people would think of it that way if they're trying to equate it to what is this.
Yep.
So it doesn't have the show aspect to it to me, like, at all working for it.
Yeah. I think it's like a C then for those reasons.
I think so. Yeah. I don't think it's an F. They are incredibly versatile, good training tools, but they just don't look very
as
cool.
far as a training tool, it's one of the most versatile out of all the equipment on the list, but that's not really what we're grading this on, you know?
Yeah. All things considered, I don't think it's an F item, but I'd feel good about a C.
Yeah. Okay.
You just picked that one, sandbag?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm
going to go
30 seconds back, but
next on the list, I'm going to go with the truck pull, or depending on your event, maybe it's a airplane pull or a bus pull or something else. But I've never done one of these. Tanner, you've done a few in your day.
Yeah, I've done an ambulance pull.
Oh.
There's also different ways you could have a lead rope or no rope.
Did you do one where you like burned your fingertips off?
I did. So we were in Rapid City at the fairgrounds on black asphalt, and ours was no rope. So I was, basically on my all fours, and I didn't even notice it at the time, but the asphalt was so hot. It was like 100 degrees and sunny out that day that I literally blistered like the fingertips off of, the pads off of most of my fingers. And then one of the next events was Atlas Stones, covered in tacky. Yeah. And it was not good on my hands.
I feel like I remember you coming back from that competition.
Yeah.
And your hands just looked like you've been through a meat grinder.
My hands were not good from that. The truck pull also like a pretty iconic World's Strongest Man event too.
Iconic, looks cool. Not only is it iconic, but it does look cool because everyone's like, "Oh, this guy's pulling that huge thing," So it's got some wow factor. Depending on what it is, the speed of it can vary a touch.
But I think the problem with truck pull is in the setup that if it's uphill at all, or if it's downhill at all, it changes it so drastically. Or if the tires are, depending on what it is, it's not just the weight of the item. It's
there's a lot of variables.
A lot of promoters have a hard time, even at the level of World's Strongest Man, getting, you talk about getting the weight right for the competitors or for the competition, whatever you're aiming for. It's hard to do in that event. It's really hard to do because there's a lot of variables, like you said. I do think it looks cool. It was pretty fun to do it. It's hard to pull off. It requires a lot of space and stuff too.
Yeah.
It's pretty iconic though.
It is iconic. It does have some cons going against it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think looking at the list, to me though, it is a cooler event than the Hercules holding sandbags.
Yeah. So I think then it's like a B.
I think so too. Yeah. I think B's a good spot.
Yep. Okay, we did log press before. Let's do the axle. I think we got to include the axle because it's probably right up there in terms of use in strongman. I think it's not as good as the log.
I 100%
we have
agree with
log
you right
at
there.
S. Axle is a highly used event. And and I'm saying axle overhead press, the axle press event. It's really easy to implement in events because all you need is an axle and weights, and everyone's got that. You can do different things with different looking weights on the end of it to change it a little bit. It's not near as good as the log visually.
Yeah,
though,
it doesn't. It doesn't have that wow factor, and it's made hard in the way that just the shaft is slightly larger, and that just makes it so much more challenging.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's
and the sleeve. There's no rotating sleeves for the
right. But like all the things that
it.
make it harder are things that aren't visually obvious, really. You know,
So
like you could have someone that doesn't know much about lifting, and they might see, oh, this guy can press with a barbell. He can clean and jerk and do this weight overhead, and then you have this big strong guy, and he's got this axle and can only do that much. So I think that again is what kind of hurts it from a show standpoint.
Yeah, the show of it kind of. It's okay. It's not great.
It's cool. You're lifting weight overhead.
People can understand the weights of it, so that helps it. It's used all the time too. I don't know. It's either a B or an A to me, and I'm not really sure which one.
I was kind of leaning towards B just because log is S, and I feel like this is more than just like one notch below log.
Right.
But
that's fine with me.
We'll go B for right now. We'll see how this shakes out. Okay. All right. Did the tire flip, I did the car flip earlier. I'm going to take on the tire flip now.
All parts of the automobile.
We use all parts of the automobile here.
We did the Hummer tire deadlift. We did the car flip, and now the tire flip.
The tire flip. I'm actually, now that I think, I thought I was going to have an obvious answer here, but now that I've thought about it for just 1 second longer, I'm kind of torn on this one because it can look cool. This one's very dependent on the tire. I think maybe more than almost any of them.
I've done tire flip in competition, I think 5 times.
Yeah,
it's all a decade ago because people used to use the tire flip all the time. It used to be in World's Strongest Man all the time, and it's really fallen out of favor.
Yeah, I think at Massenomics, when we first moved to the gym where we had grass area, I want to say I did it like once or twice there. And then I just kept getting all these scar stories of you guys like bruising and hurting biceps. And I thought, I don't want any part of that. And I've never did it again.
I mean, I partially tore my one bicep from doing a tire in competition.
And it's a lame way to hurt yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it happens to a lot of people. A lot of people tear their biceps on tire flips. But I did like the event every time we did it because it was really like at the South Dakota State Fair, it was a very heavy tire. And it was a very ballsy test of like what someone could go through because just how grueling it actually was. So it did test something. I kind of enjoyed watching it because you saw people really have to dig really deep like you don't see on some events sometimes. I don't know if it's super exciting in general to watch or not because it can get kind of slow or maybe too, it's weight dependent. I don't know. It's like not an S to me and it's not an F. I know that for sure.
Right. I would agree with that for sure. I don't think it's an A tier item either though.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Right now the only other A tier item we have is the farmer's carry. But
I think something else will find its way in there too.
Right. So then we have is it B or C? And a lot of stuff's fallen into B. I kind of want to lean towards C maybe on this one right now. But that's coming from a guy that's never had to really do it though. So maybe I'm thinking about this wrong.
I don't even for the tire flip having wronged me, I don't dislike it. I think it's still okay, but I still actually kind of see that it could be in C.
Okay.
It's done me dirty, but I can't hold a grudge for my entire life. Well, all right. Speaking of doing me dirty, I'll get to this stupid one. The yoke carry.
Oh, I knew exactly what you were going to say.
Yeah, did me the dirtiest out of anything ever on the list. I do have one torn ACL and meniscus.
Well, you have two torn ACLs, but
I have one to attribute to yoke carrying. So, did me very wrong. Did me very dirty in a competition. Yoke is a pretty popular strongman event, though. too. You could see really cool versions of it, like at the Arnold when they do the bale tote.
Mm-hmm.
But that event kind of sucked.
At the Arnold, it's so heavy. The runway,
Right.
at least back when we would watch it, I mean, was the stage 30 feet long,
Yeah.
40 maybe? Like it's
one of the most iconic yoke events ever, though, I think was at the Strongman Showdown in 2018 when Alan Larson and Trevor Sims, we did a rising bar yoke.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd was as into that as like any crowd I've seen in person at a Strongman event.
Yes.
So that
was
says
peak
something.
yoke right there.
Yeah, that says something. You see it a lot. I mean, it's a staple. It's a staple piece of Strongman equipment because it works for a lot of other things. But so everyone's got it in their, anyone that has Strongman stuff, they eventually get themselves a yoke. I don't like it because it wronged me. But I guess I have to take that out of it. Seems like it certainly has a strong place in Strongman.
It does, and there is the thing of this one compared to a lot of events, you can up the theatrics with, oh no, this is a car yoke or a motorcycle yoke, or there's people sitting on this one while you move. Like, there's a lot of ways that they can make it look a little cooler.
You did it at the 2017 Strongman Showdown.
I did. I was never a huge fan of it because I just kind of sucked at it.
Where do you think it lands? I'd almost hate to put it in A.
Yeah, I was leaning towards B or
like
A. I don't think it's not C. I don't think it's an S.
No,
but I mean, it is.
It might be a stupid A.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good test, and it is a pretty iconic Strongman event at the same time.
Yeah, that stupid event's probably an A.
Okay.
As much as I'd hate to say it.
All right, I'll get an A here. I'm just trying to find a picture. This will work good enough. Okay, got a second A tier.
Okay. A's farmer's carry is not alone. Not anymore.
All right, what do you got?
Should we do? We'll do a squat in Strongman. Not an iconic Strongman event, in my opinion.
No, and this one, out of a lot of them, is really hard to standardize in any way. Or at least in the sense of standardizing a squat. Like I get it. Everyone has different body types, but traditionally the judge for a squat is, are you hitting depth? And it just seems like no one's really figured out a good way to achieve that with Strongman.
At least people don't agree on the ways that people figure out to do it with Strongman. When they did it at the Arnold a few years ago, it looked like crap. They had this big giant monolift thing and you couldn't tell what was going on. Some of the ones they've used at World's Strongest Man with the giant bells on the end of it look pretty cool.
They do.
When they do that for reps.
But I even think it's kind of cool. To me, it is a somewhat iconic event, the way they would do, where they would drop the kegs into the...
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
And they would do the squat. But
Shaw's used the Shaw Classic versions of that.
But even there, you watch it, and it's like some of these guys don't really have to squat that far, and some of these guys are burying it, depending on how they have that thing set up.
The squat is an awesome test of strength. With all the problems with it in Strongman, to me, it's either a C, or I could even make a slight case for it as F because of how poorly it plays out, and almost every time I see them use it. F might be a stretch, though. I don't know. Like,
I would say that's a surprising take, but when you think about it, it is just the execution of it is so hard.
Right.
It just feels like no one actually has figured out the right. And I think that does prove no one has figured out the right way to do it, because there's a lot of these people have arrived at a consistent way of how they perform that. And the squat doesn't seem to be there. But at the same time, I want to be like, it is the squat. It is just one of the best, just straight up tests of strength.
Right. It just kind of sucks in the sport of Strongman.
It does.
I've done it. I've done it a couple of times where we squatted to pins.
Yeah.
It's very jarring.
It is. And then you kind of play the game of bouncing it a little bit too, which
we put it on in 2018. We had Larry and Nick squat off against each other. I think that one went looked all right. You know, we tried to put it on.
Yeah, you can make it look
mounts
pretty
on the
cool.
thing.
Like
Yeah.
it's.
I think it's. We could put it as an F to really get some engagement going from people that disagree with it.
Okay, we'll go F for now.
Yeah.
That might be where it just ends up, though.
Yeah. All right. Do you got one next?
Yeah. What's boy. Let's go with the circus dumbbell.
Okay. The one-handed overhead event.
Mm-hmm. Circus dumbbell. So, a few different versions of the implement. In spirit, they're all pretty similar. You know, there's the ones that have the more open loadable end, and then sometimes you see the ones that look like a more globy strongman or old-timey kind of one. But the globe old-timey ones do look the coolest, right?
True. Definitely.
But I've pretty much never done this event, so I have no input from that standpoint because we never had one in the gym like back in the day.
We never used to. No, we never had. We got a couple. We got both styles now. We have both MB Power Center versions that you mentioned. We have both styles of those.
And those,
actually.
I mean, those ones are really, really nice. But
so almost nobody ever uses either of them.
Well, it's a little work to get it set up, and you know you got to have the pads ready to go. And it is very cool. It definitely has
very technical event.
Yeah, very technical. It has the history going for it. You know, going back to those old timey strongman things.
You do like,
and
history.
We know how I feel about the history, but
seen Dimitar do some big things before.
I was gonna say that I've seen Dimitar just light the world on fire doing the old circus dumbbell. It's not an F. It's absolutely not an S. I don't think it's an A. All of a sudden we're at a B or a C. Part of me wants to say C, but it looks cooler. It's probably a C. If I have Hercules Holden here, then I'm probably a C on this too. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm comparing it versus the other overhead stuff, and I'm like, well, way worse than a log. It's just am I like, is it as good as an axle? I don't think it's as good as a test of strength as the axle is. I don't know that it doesn't, I mean, you're dealing with just less weight because you're using, you're like, no, let's restrict this to what you can do with one arm. I don't know. I could see it one step below, so I could make a case for C. I could go B or C, but I'm actually good with C.
Okay. We'll go C for now.
Okay. Next up. Let's do keg toss for something completely different, a throwing event. And one of, I think, probably the most iconic throwing event, if you ask me, is the keg toss, if we're going to put one in here.
Not that one where they threw the rock at the Arnold the one year?
Terrible event. That's an F. I actually did that event one year also, too. Terrible event in person also, where everyone's throwing it like 8 feet.
Yeah,
and
just
the
terrible
best is
all around.
8 feet 2 inches, and the worst is 6 feet 1 inch.
Yeah.
And you're like, they all looked exactly the same, and none of them looked good.
Yes, this is a game of inches here.
That is not a good event. Keg toss is a good event. World's Strongest Man event, more so than anything. Hard to set up sometimes the vertical throwing events, sometimes a little harder for some local strongman shows. I think in the last 5 years, that's gotten figured out way better, though.
Technology has just evolved at such a rate that
we have the technology to throw kegs up in the air. I did do in a strongman competition once. I did a keg for distance.
Oh, really?
Which is interesting because that was most interesting to see the different techniques.
Mm-hmm.
Not a good event, though.
You're saying for distance?
A good event. Yeah, keg for distance was not a good event. Keg for height, though, is a good event, I think. I think it's fun. I think it looks really cool. I think it's very fast-paced. I think in World's Strongest Man, it's some of the funnest events to watch, actually, when they do that. And then there's like this tight competition. And you still get to load. It's a speed event, but you load it with increasingly heavier, so that adds that element to it. You can make it heavy enough that some people can't get one, and then there's this battle of throwing it and not quite getting it. I'm kind of talking myself into it being an A, actually.
I think it might be too, though. It checks the boxes of, it does test the strength and power thing. There is an aspect of technique too. Like you can't just show up and just be great at it. Like you got to have a little practice, a little game plan here. And it looks cool. You're taking things and whipping them through the air and up high. I think this makes sense as an A event.
I think it's a little bit underrated even too when we're talking about it. I think it's an A.
All right. I like it.
All right. Let's do Conan's wheel. Conan's wheel. It's kind of a front carry, but it's where you go around a central pivot point with an arm attached out on a radii that you walk around as far as you can, usually in a given time, or as far as you can until you drop it.
Or until you drop.
Yeah, that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I did Conan's wheel one time in competition, and I almost passed out almost immediately. It got me sucked the oxygen from my brain.
I remember you saying that.
I got rubber legs and fell forward, and only because the Conan's wheel arm was there did I not fall directly on my face.
So why do you think though that I remember talking about that back then, but
sometimes on front carries there's something with
just the way the pressure and everything sits that it.
Yeah, I get that on front carries, and that really did it to me. And I suppose I don't know if the adrenaline of the competition or whatever's going through your body at that point in time. And it wasn't like, oh, this is heavy, I'm dropping it. It was like, oh my God, what happened?
Like you went straight from effort to just pass out instantly.
Yes. So not a good personal experience again for this one on me that I can say, but kind of looks cool. Like
it does look pretty cool. Rogue's taking it to Rogue and the Arnold have taken it to the extreme with that one crazy one they built.
Right. Which is slightly different.
Yeah, actually that is because that's more of just
the same general premise, but it's not really a front carry.
Yeah, that one's more of a push. Yeah. What do you think on this one?
They did it at Home Gym Con this year. They had that kind of cool setup for it. It's kind of easy to gauge how people are doing walking in that circle because you see when people pass marks. I think there's something to that effect. I don't love the Conan's wheel. I don't even know how to put it into words. To me, it's not an S and it's not an A. It's also not an F.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a B or a C. And I don't have a great explanation for it other than I know it's not those other categories to me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you 100% on that logic. Boy. I'd maybe lean towards the C. I don't know why though.
I think we could put it there. I don't know if we always have to have an exact reason. It's just sometimes it's just a gut feel. I just feel that it's a C.
Okay. All right. What else do we got here? I'm gonna go with you might call it a Husafel stone, but me and my boys, we call it a hoos.
Call it the hoos.
I don't know if you're familiar with this. We call it a hoos.
What do you mean, the hoos?
Yeah, the hoos. The hoos is loose.
We've seen a lot in our gym tours lately. We've seen a lot of homemade hooses. We've seen a lot of people with hooses in their gyms.
Actually, we have seen several homemade ones in the last round.
A lot of hooses popping up lately.
Yep.
Also, like the Conan's wheel, it's a front carry event. I have done a few different versions. I've done like a tombstone, just where it's like literally a concrete chunk that you do for distance. I've done a super heavy hoos against Alan Larson that we talk about in his home gym tour video. They suck to do.
One kind of shaped like South Dakota, you could say.
The South Dakota Shield, like if we wanted to lump that in here, I guess we did that. I thought that one was kind of fun to watch. I feel like the crowd was into it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love it. I think front carries kind of just suck balls. That's just a personal opinion on front carries to me, though, too. Like, even if I do well at it, it just sucks. But maybe that's something that makes it good. I don't know. What do you think of it?
Okay, so looking at this, okay, it's a carry of some kind, and so it's not an S or an A to me. Like, it's not on tier with like a frame carry. Like so
yeah,
our
a farmer's carry. Yeah,
sorry, yeah.
We'll lump farmers and
or like a yoke though. Like, it's not
right,
being a carry.
right.
Like, it's not on the same tier of that to me. It's definitely not an F tier. So again, we're back in that B to C tier category.
I guess is it equal to or better than the Conan's wheel as the most direct comparison?
That's what I was just gonna say. Yep. Where does it line up compared to that? And
I don't know which one's better to watch.
I don't either. They feel kind of
comparable.
similar to me because they are very similar movements. One, you're just going in a circle. The other one's in a line.
So then would we just put it the same category?
I think so. So.
Okay.
Just logicked that one into submission.
It's like, you'll be there, Hoos, and you'll like it. Okay. How about the Fingles? Fingers. The most tongue twistery event in all of Strongman. The Fingers.
Have you ever got to do any of this of any kind?
I don't know that I've ever, I know that I've crossed paths with actual fingers, but I don't know that I've ever touched one with
Fingal's actual fingers. You cross paths with
them. He's got some nice fingers, old Fingal.
They do look really cool. Like, watching this event take place, it is one of the cooler looking events in my opinion.
I think so. Iconic World's Strongest Man event. Hard event for a lot of shows to replicate, though.
Right.
The equipment necessity for lack of versatility and all the issues there make it a nightmare for the most part for most people to have this.
Just to have these laying around year round.
Right. It does look cool, though. It looks really cool, actually.
It does.
Never tried it, so I can't speak to that, but it looks really cool.
It would not be an S tier event, that's for sure.
No.
It's not an F tier event either. Just saying this on everyone.
Right. Well, we do have S's and F's, but those were obviously kind of more obvious S or F. Could make a case for A, but I'm more of a B on Fingers.
I think that's a good spot.
Just because it's a rare. It's just kind of
it's a bit of a rarity, bit of an oddity, but is really cool. Yeah, that's a good one.
We're getting down there to maybe handful of events left to rank here.
Yeah, I'll go this one. I'll say loading medley. And this one's maybe one of the trickier ones because it might have the most...
It's ambiguous.
Yes, just the most variety as to what you could see here. It could be anything from a horse stall mat to a sandbag to a giant anchor to a chain to an engine block. I mean, there's just so many things. And part of the coolness of this event lies directly on how the promoters are... the directors are organizing this one. So I think this one is left to chance a lot more.
True. I think it's an important event in Strongman.
Oh, it is, because it tests the moving thing, which it's like, okay, if we're not doing moving, what are we just doing? Just a different version of powerlifting now. So I mean, I do like events that have moving in Strongman.
And they kind of are mostly front carry events, but unlike the sandbag, it could even be a sandbag as part of it, which we ranked as a separate event, or unlike the Conan's wheel, or unlike the Hoosville Stone, which a Hoosville Stone could be a part of it, but just for the sake of ranking this as a separate event, this medley, where I'm thinking there's at least 3 implements in the medley, I think it's above all of those. We have most of those in C.
Yeah.
It's better than that.
Yeah.
I think it's almost like an A event because
it might be because you kind of just have to have a moving event like this in Strongman of some kind, right?
Like World's Strongest Man oftentimes kicks off with an event like this. I don't know if it always separates the wheat from the chaff really well, because you can like one little mess up and you screw yourself. But in that way, it's kind of exciting to watch too.
Yeah.
I think it's an A to me.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
I'm cool with that.
All right. Down to the last few. We'll save those top two for the last two then.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Because that'll be save there's a couple that you're like, how have you not done these yet? We're going to save them for last. So before that, we're going to do power stairs, which the most comparable event to me on this list is duck walk, which we put in F. But I think the power stairs are a lot better than the duck walk. Yes. I don't know how many rungs better than the duck walk, but power stairs is that similar top handle implement that you're moving up the stairs. Shows up a lot in the bigger shows. I know they use it at Giants Live events. They've used it in different ways at World's Strongest Man over the years. Shaw, Classic, some local strongman pro. I mean, you got to build these giant ass stairs, which kind of sucks and is hard to do. Looks really cool though. It does, like at the Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic. Like if we built these giant stairs and the event finishes with people meeting at the top of the stairs, like it does, sweet. That looks cool. It's just, but building those stairs is a undertaking, and they're huge and a lot of problems there. But a cool event to watch, probably a fun event to do. I've never gotten to do it before. Very limited though with the challenges of setting it up. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's better than a duck walk, right? I don't think it's an F tier item.
No.
B or C.
Yeah, I could see it as a B. We still have room for at least one B in there, right? We can squeeze one more B.
Do. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, and like that. Is that
Poundstone in that photo? Yeah, that's
Poundstone doing it where they've done it in those really cool places.
Looking like his arms could explode. They're so huge.
Yes.
God.
All right. So now we're down to our last two events. They're both deadlift events. We'll tackle them both at the same time here, actually. We did the Hummer Tire deadlift. It's the only other one we've done so far. The last two that we're going to do is the car deadlift and the max deadlift.
I thought it was going to be the axle deadlift and the Jefferson deadlift.
Okay, strike this. New plan. So the car deadlift and the max deadlift. The max deadlift, one of the more polarizing strongman events that people argue about because it's so common now. And there's always this record thing. Thor, just having recently broke it a couple times. Eddie before that.
Well, and it's
talked about for 10 years.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. When you say max deadlift, you're not necessarily even just talking about a max deadlift event. It's a lot of them are moving to max deadlift with kilo calibrated plates, in a more powerlifting type setting. Even that's what you're seeing more and more.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, you could include. I'm almost also lumping in though the Arnold elephant bar max deadlift because they just do that repeatedly.
Yeah,
it's
true.
kind of the same event.
Yeah, to me but it's things that are at a normal deadlift height.
Right.
They have plates maybe the bar's longer or whippier or something, but
normal deadlift height, 1 rep max single deadlifts. They're again a very polar. This is probably the most polarizing one on the list because people have very strong opinions on it, more so than probably a lot of the other events. And if we don't want to rank that one first, the other deadlift here is the car deadlift, which we've had done that one in competition multiple times. We actually just recently with Juji Mufu for the Ego Olympics, we also did the car deadlift there. We set that up 3 years in a row for the Massenomics Strongman Showdown.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a well talked about event. It's
it looks cool because anyone instantly gets that of he lifted a car. Right. It has the wow factor right there. regardless of how heavy or how you have the car positioned. Like there's a lot of variables you can play with to how challenging that actually is. But it does
I actually think both of these events are in the top half of the ranking.
I don't think neither one of these are an F or a C. Like they're both at least a B. I would agree on that. It's just, do you say like, well, a max deadlift, that's as primal and simple as it gets. Right now in the S tier, there's stones and an overhead thing. Should a deadlift
include a deadlift?
Yeah, should a deadlift be in there in Strongman? It feels like, there probably should be.
Well, and if there's going to be a deadlift, isn't it probably that one, even if people think it is too basic?
I mean, it probably is, because it's like the one that you would most likely encounter too. And
I'll say this. I think the car deadlift is an A. I think it's an A. I think it's better than the Hummer tire deadlift, and I don't know why, because I think it's... not to steal a page out of your book, but I think it's the history of the car deadlift, of something about it that I don't know. I don't even know if visually it looks as good as the Hummer tire deadlift.
No, that's what I was going to say, though. The Hummer one is, I think at the end of the day, more iconic, but I think there's something about it, though, if you just showed most people, like if I showed my dad, I shouldn't even say my dad, if I just showed some random person, they'd be like, well, I don't know. It's a tire. Aren't they filled with air? How heavy can they be? And then you saw someone doing a deadlift on a car. They're like, they lifted the back end of that car off the ground
over and over again.
I think most people would think that the car deadlift is more of a challenge or more impressive. That's not the only factor in here, but it is cool. Like when we had that frame, it did feel like the coolest thing in the world when we were deadlifting a car.
Right.
It was
right.
I could be on board with that one being an A.
So it's probably an A or a B on the car deadlift.
Yeah.
And the max deadlift is probably an S or an A.
See, and that's the thing is, it just feels weird to give that an S.
Not have a deadlift as a.
But that's like you have to have a deadlift in the S tier, don't you? Like it's Strongman, isn't that the whole point of? It's like how.
I think so. Even if you think that the max deadlift is too boring, that's what people want to say, but everyone's captivated by people breaking that record.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I really didn't think going into this that the max deadlift would be an S event, but after seeing this whole thing play out, I think that's probably where it belongs.
Yeah, some people won't like that one for sure. Drop us a comment in the YouTube and let us know where you think max deadlift belongs. But remember, if you don't say S, you start with my incorrect opinion is, and then you end it with not that I know anything.
Let us know what of the 50 deadlift variations you think belongs in the S tier.
Let us know as we're wrapping this list up. Let us know what event. Oh, do you think there's anything we didn't rank here that we really should? You could name like 30 other events probably. But
yeah, silver dollar deadlift, wagon wheel deadlift. I don't know, elephant bar deadlift.
Yes.
Just the next tier list will be Strongman deadlift tier list.
Yes. Well, you could do that too, I suppose. Yeah. So I think we covered a good variety of pressing, deadlifting, loading, carrying, moving, throwing. We kind of got a lot of it in there, and this is our list.
Well, so what's interesting is I think most people would agree with stones and log being an S tier. I don't think that's that polarizing of a topic. I do agree with you that in the S tier, the max deadlift is the most polarizing one there.
Yep.
That's our S tier. All right. When we go to our A tier, we have farmer's carry, yoke, keg toss, medley, and car deadlift. And what's interesting is those first four, farmer's carry, yoke,
they're all
keg toss, and medley are all very movement dependent,
They're dynamic,
at
least. The throw is, it's a dynamic movement.
Yeah, that's funny that those all landed in that A category, though.
Well, part of it's because that's interesting to watch, I think, too.
Right.
That it's just interesting.
Feels like you're displaying a little more athleticism.
Right. It's just maybe more, although we didn't put all those in there because truck pull, tire flip, fingers, power stairs, those all didn't make
But
A.
the ones that made it are some of the ones you move the fastest in, though. you know, and again, it depends on the actual setup, but like those are the ones you would typically see the highest speeds of people there.
Yeah, and then down in the F, the front hold, I feel comfortable about that. The duck walk and the squat, that's probably the two most polarizing on our list are the deadlift and the squat, because they are the ones that every lifter has a frame of reference on. And that's probably why they're the most polarizing.
And squat's my favorite lift. And like I'm pretty much in agreement with you that F tier is where that belongs. For strongman.
If this was a powerlifting, maybe next week we'll do the powerlifting lift tier list, where we rank each powerlifting lift, and it's just the squat, bench, deadlift.
Strap in, people.
How about that for a list?
I feel like, is that all there is to the show? Is there more coming?
Yes. Okay, so it's pretty comprehensive. It's exactly accurate. And it's mark it down. We did it again. The perfect tier list. Every time I think we can't come out with another exactly perfect tier list, we do it.
Just keep doing it.
Let us know in the YouTube comments what we missed, what we put in the wrong place according to your incorrect opinion. Let us know what you think about the squat and the deadlift specifically. Everyone mentioned where they would put the squat and the deadlift. And let us know where you would put the duck walk. That's the tier list. Okay.
Sweet.
This week's episode, if you're going to do a max deadlift, you might as well darn well do it on a Texas deadlift bar. Check them out at texaspowerbars.com. Whether you're doing them, I guess even if you're going to do an F tier max squat, you might as well do it on a Texas squat bar. If you're going to have to do the squat and strongman, you might as well do it on a Texas squat bar. Check out their squat, bench. Who did we go to? We saw a Texas bench bar. The Qui-Gon Gym had a Texas bench bar. Not something you see all the time, but you can get one. Get a Texas crossbar. I've got a red Searcoat one that's become a regular in my weekly rotation. I'm using that Texas crossbar all the time. Check that bar out if you haven't. It's got the no center knurling, a little bit more passive. Feels real nice, though. You can check out all their power bar options and all their different finishes at texaspowerbars.com.
This episode is also brought to you by Juggernaut AI. Juggernaut AI is like having the best coach in the world with you during every training session, helping you reach your true potential. Since 2009, Juggernaut has been the trusted training source, helping tens of thousands of lifters and athletes reach their goals. From beginner to world champions, Juggernaut AI can help you. And this is an app that will guide you through a very, very large program that you can specify to almost however you want. You tell the system about yourself and your goals, and then their proprietary algorithms are going to build the smartest program for you. It will make individualized programming changes and update specifically based on your goals and the feedback that you give the system. And that's after every lift, every session, before every session even. It's collecting feedback from you. And with that, you're getting adjustments every step of the way. So the days you're feeling great, you're gonna tell it that, and it's gonna give you more. The days you're feeling not so great, it's also gonna know that, and it's gonna scale the workout accordingly. And the days that you're just ready there to put in the work and get it done, it's gonna adjust for that too. So if you're ready to try out Juggernaut AI, head on over to juggernautai.app. And while you're there at checkout, use code Massenomics, and you can save 10% on the lifetime of your membership. That's juggernautai.app. You can only use the discount code on the website. So juggernautai.app, code Massenomics will save you 10%. Thank you, Juggernaut AI.
Last week's YouTube video that published was Big Jake's home gym tour, the Strongman Garage Gym. Am I right? Or am I already getting one off?
No, I think... Or no, yeah, that is the one. Yeah, you're right.
So that was last week's, but at the time that this come out, the most recent YouTube video is Gluck's gym tour. So make sure, if you haven't seen those yet, check out both of them. Both very different, but both a lot of fun. Gluck's is the newest one at this point, the one that's most likely that you haven't watched yet. Check it out. It's his new facility there that's really never been toured in a video like this. So you actually see a lot of it on a way that you don't see in his normal review videos. You see a lot of stuff that you don't normally catch on his.
Did you get to watch any of the video at all yet, Tanner?
I have not seen it at all yet. And the intro of it, I remember recording it, and I need to at least get through the intro of it because I loved the intro. So I'm excited to see that in final form.
Yeah, it's funny. It's something a little different for us for how we typically start these. And I 100% agree with you that, if you watch Gluck's videos, you feel like you got a feel for what's going on inside his gym, but actually getting in there and just letting it be more of a loose format the way we do it, walking around the space, you get just a whole different vibe for what's taking place there.
Yeah. So check it out. And then we've got, as you know, a whole bunch more gym tour videos that we've already recorded that are going to continue to be rolling out week after week. If you're not subscribed on YouTube, you certainly should be. I mean, it'd be really weird if you made it this far and you weren't. What other topics on our list do we want to make sure to cover this week?
Oh, boy. I don't know if I can get through any of these quickly unless you have some notes about your leg extension there. I'm not sure what that is, though.
What was I even talking about?
Was you maybe just talking about how you fixed it or something?
Oh, that must have been it. Okay, yeah, this will take 30 seconds. Yeah, my leg, the cable.
Did we talk about this or not?
Maybe we did. I know we talked about it.
Oh, maybe that's what it was then. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Okay, well, I guess as long as this is the gym repair episode, also, the cable snapped on our selectorized leg extension machine, the old one, and all I did to fix that was just go to Max Hardware and get a length of cable and put it on. It took almost no time, and I'm like, well, that was pretty easy. It does not have a plastic sheath on it, but the old one didn't have a plastic sheath on it, and it lasted like probably 40 years.
Yeah.
If I had to guess by the way it looked,
Yes.
So,
but how smooth does that run on the pulley that it's on? That's
true. It's
probably concern now.
It's probably not the smoothest leg extension, but I did just use it today, and it's got pretty good range of motion, and
it's back in business.
It'd be weird if someone told me they couldn't get a quad pump using it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to test it out next time I'm down there.
Yeah.
On the topic,
it did break, so I had to fix that.
yeah, you can't not have that. On the topic of leg extensions, last week, remember that deal I sent you? Someone had like a very nice looking Cybex Eagle leg extension and Cybex Eagle leg curl. And it's not like the older ones. I think sometimes we see that Cybex Eagle stuff and it looks like it's maybe from the 90s. These ones were like nice commercial grade, and they were on Marketplace in, was it Lincoln, Nebraska for $400 each? Yeah. And they had like 300 and some pound stacks on them. They looked amazing. And it it was a touch. And then on top of that, this must have been like a rehab or a PT clinic or something, because they also had the free motion functional trainer, the dual stack version for $900, which from what I can tell is about as cheap as you'll ever find that too. So they had 3 really well-priced items, but I don't have the space for it, and it's a long ways for you.
Yeah, if it was half as far, or if it was 7 years ago I would have made that trip to go get those, but now I'm just like, no, not doing that. It takes too long. And that's also stuff, those ones are not machines you can call in favors for, because they're exceptionally heavy.
Well, we looked it up.
Take up a ton of room.
I think that free motion dual stack weighs 1,000 pounds, from what we could see. Like that.
You actually need I don't even know that if I showed up there, unless I have a crew of people, that you even can get that,
I'm not sure how you would.
Assembling it, and then you got to if I got to get it downstairs, that's another nightmare. But I would buy those things if that would have been.
Yeah, that's probably, I don't actually look for commercial stuff very often, but when I saw those pop up, I'm like, damn, this is some of the nicest commercial pieces I've ever seen on Marketplace for a really reasonable price too.
I mean, the only downside of those are what we mentioned, that anyone that gets them is going to have to move. If you can move those, they're worth it all day.
Yep.
All right. I wonder if we should wrap this one up.
Let's do it.
All right. That brings a close to episode 497. Make sure to check out our merchandise. We never even mentioned our merch yet. We've got, the time of this recording, I'm looking just a few bottles of Horstall Matte ammonia left. Not many left there.
Word on the street, craziest ammonia that anyone's ever seen.
It packs a wallop. So if there's some left, it may be the strongest ammonia you've ever tried.
It's the old magic formula of 1 part horse stall mat, 1 part ammonia makes like 1,000 parts intensity.
Yeah, that it definitely does. We've got some Silly Goose Barbell Club tees, some lifting department tees, some Massenomics gym tees, some of the classics there. So check it all out at Massenomics.com. Get a certified training facility. Flag, get yourself certified, and that's all I got. Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Bear. Just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.